So in the previous segment, we have learned a lot about the significant figures and the rules for arithmetic progression using the concept of significant figures. Now it's the time to see a very fresh topic called dimensional analysis. But before moving to that, we must know what is a dimension. Now, as per the dimension of a physical quantity, power to which fundamental quantity must be raised to express the given physical quantity is known as its dimension. So, for your reference, I have taken all the fundamental quantities that we have like mass, length, time, temperature, electric current, amount of substance and luminous intensity. I hope you remember the symbols and the unit regarding these fundamental quantities. Now I am labeling the dimensional symbol for these quantities. So mass is being labeled as capital M, length is labeled as capital L, time is with capital T, temperature is with capital K, electric current is capital A, quantity of substance or amount of substance is mole MOL, and the luminous intensity is capital C into small d. Now, these are the symbols which are used to express the given physical quantity with the respective powers, because it happens that some object, like let's suppose velocity do depends upon the length and the time as well, but velocity is directly proportional to length but inversely proportional to time. So what can be written that velocity is actually length to the power 1 and time to the power minus 1. So that's why the power to which fundamental quantities are raised to express the given physical quantity is known as its dimension. Now moving forward, the expression of a physical quantity in terms of its dimensions is called its dimensional formula. Now what is going to happen? Let's suppose I want to write down for speed. So speed is actually distance upon time. Now if I talk about the dimension of speed, so distance is measured in length, so dimension is always written in this square bracket. So it is L to the power 1, time is also T to the power 1, and if I write it in a formula, then this is LT minus 1 in the square bracket. So that's why the dimension is LT minus 1. So this quantity along with the square bracket is called a dimensional formula. So we can attach a dimensional formula with every physical quantity. Now moving forward, we have an equation which contains a physical quantity on the one side and its dimensional formula on the other side. It is called a dimensional equation. This is not a mathematical equation. You cannot cancel or you cannot divide the factors. This is a dimensional equation of that quantity. So you can clearly see V is being kept in a square bracket. This is showing that the dimension of speed is equal to m to the power 0. So it is independent of mass, length to the power 1. When nothing is written in the power format, you must remember it is value 1. So that's why L is 1 and T has a power minus 1. So the dimension of velocity is m0 L1 T minus 1, and similarly the force has a dimension m1 L1 T minus 2. And you can clearly find out this value using the formula that force is equal to mass into acceleration. So dimension of force must be equal to dimension of mass multiplied with dimension of acceleration. Dimension of mass is capital M, and dimension of acceleration, if you remember, the acceleration is simply change in velocity per unit time. So this is actually velocity upon time. So this is LT minus 2. And if you solve it up, this is m LT minus 2. So that's how the dimensions you can find out. Now the most important thing that I have done over here, the dimensions of force can be calculated by multiplying the dimension of mass and the acceleration. So this is a very important thing to understand whenever you are finding the dimensions of a quantity which depends on the product and division of two different physical quantities. So the same mathematical operation can be applied to the dimensions as well. So that's how the dimension of any physical quantities can be calculated. So this formula, whenever I am writing dimensions of F is equal to dimension MLT minus 2, this is called a dimensional equation. And this is going to help you solve formula because there are multiple applications of dimensional analysis. So let's find out the dimensions of some basic physical quantities one by one. Question says find out the dimensional formula for the following quantity. The first quantity is labeled to as work. So let's try to solve and find out the dimension of work. Now tell me, work is being labeled as the product of force and displacement. Now you must remember that the numbers, the constant values do not have any dimensions because the dimensions are only allotted to the 7 basic fundamental units. So here the work is equal to force into displacement. So dimension of work is simply the dimension of force and the dimension of displacement. And you must know in the dimension format, the dimension of force is actually mLt minus 2, we have just calculated, and displacement is simply a length, so that is L only. So dimension of work will come out to be mL square T minus 2. Now this dimension of work is actually coming out to be mL square T minus 2. Now tell me, if I tell you physically work done by an object should be equal to the energy equivalent of anything like kinetic energy, potential energy, thermal energy. So this dimension mL square T minus 2 can also be of the dimension kinetic energy, dimension of potential energy, and any form of energy as well. So this is mL square T minus 2. So there are many formulas that you need to remember for easy access of your concepts while solving your medical entrance examination physics questions specifically. Now this chapter would be a scoring part for you. So the next part of the question, we need to find out the dimension for pressure. Now while you are solving these kind of questions, the basic idea that you must have is the formula for that physical quantity. So you have the pressure is being defined as force per unit area. Now it doesn't matter it is a perpendicular area or it's a parallel area, at least you must remember what is the physical quantity that is kept in the numerator and the denominator. But practically pressure is actually the thrust force divided by the perpendicular area. Now tell me, the dimension of pressure would be the dimension of force divided by the dimension of area. Now the dimension of force we have just calculated, it is mLt minus 2. So this is L square. Now as I told you, whenever two physical quantities are being labeled as a division or product of two things, dimensions can also be multiplied and divided. So in the numerator I have L and the denominator I have L square. So if I solve it up, dimension of pressure will come out to be mL minus 1 T minus 2. I hope this is very clear to you. So let's move forward. Next thing, we need to find out the dimension of angular displacement. Now tell me any formula if you remember for the angular displacement. Now the angular displacement